This is the Ryder and Lisa replay.
Brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free.
I don't know about this. Pete Davidson got some new tattoo work done on the weekend.
He loves to do this. He did the same thing with Ariana Grande, like shortly after they were dating. He had a tattoo of her on his neck.
I'm cool with the fact that, so he got something to do with Kim. I'm cool with the idea that he got Kim tattooed on him. Here's where he lost me. His tattoo is KNSCP, which stands for Kim, and then Kim and Kanye's 4 kids. They're like their first names.
Yeah.
So like N for North, C for Chicago.
Right.
No, dude, you're like 2 months into being the boyfriend.
That's the thing about Pete Davidson, though. He doesn't care. Like, he's putting stuff on his body. He's treating it like it's a high school desk.
Yeah.
He's drawing all over it.
I understand that. I also think it's like, what are you doing but adding fuel to the fire at this point? And guess who suffers because of all of the drama behind the scenes with Kanye, with Kim? The kids suffer. So,
right.
like, what you're doing is showboaty. And I, like I said, I don't mind it for Kim. Get her tattooed on you wherever you want. But, like, why would you involve the kids in this that soon? It's not a sign of respect for Kim. You're gloating. And I know Kanye hasn't been the easiest to deal with through this. Mm-hmm. He's been a complete hothead too, but the response to that shouldn't be something that's going to damage the relationship with everyone involved, especially have a negative effect on the kids.
Now, do we know for sure this is confirmed as what that tattoo means, or did somebody Photoshop it? Is it like zoomed in on his neck from paparazzi?
It says it could stand for it, but the fact that there's 4 letters and they're in order of when the kids were born, like, it seems pretty obvious.
Yeah, it adds up. So from your perspective, as someone who has a kid, this would fire you up.
Yeah, I think, like, now, so my ex-wife and her fiance have been together for, I don't know, 5 years now. Mm-hmm. And even like a year in, when you could tell that they were very committed to each other, and he was a great role model for my daughter and stepped up as a stepfather. Cool. I would absolutely be in. A couple months in, everything's too raw at that point.
Yeah.
With Pete, like, he's in that zone where...
Well, maybe Pete watched Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Yeah, okay, I guess. That is possible.
I'm just joking.
Yeah, I just think to do whatever you can. And you mentioned that I have a kid, and I co-parent with my ex-wife, and we do a great job. It's because we've had respect for each other.
Fair enough.
Right from the go. And I've had respect for her fiance as well. And he's had respect for me. We've all cared about each other because we knew it's the best case scenario for the kid. So I just think this is a dumbass move on Pete's part.
I want to know if any of our listeners have dumbass tattoos of someone's name on you. And you know
Sure.
what? You could say you regret it. You could say you're like Pete Davidson and you really don't care. Like, you'll cover it up or you'll rock it because it was a part of your world at some point.
Yeah.
Steph wrote in saying, my boyfriend has his ex's initials on him and I hate it. We fight about it all the time. Yeah.
If it's initials, couldn't you just pretend that it says something else? Like, if her name initials were like CB,
you could be like,
cheeseburgers.
Oh, no.
I love cheeseburgers.
It stands for cheese buns. Yeah, I guess you kind of have to have that mentality that, yes, that tattoo, it's there for life if they're not covering it up, but they've moved on. They're with you now. I don't know. I feel like it would bug me.
Yeah.
Nobody's tattooed my name on them.
I bet one of our listeners would.
Come on.
Here's the thing. Somebody does that, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, that's weird. You know?
And then I'm the person where they start dating someone and they're like, who's Lisa?
Yeah. No,
and then that person starts hating me. I didn't do anything wrong. Never mind. Don't do it.
Oh, you could just say, it stands for love is so awesome.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
See, you're quick. If anybody wants to text in an ex's initials or name, Ryder will make something up.
Sure. All right, what do you got?
I have an ex-girlfriend's name tattooed on me, but it's covered.
Okay.
Where was it?
That was a mistake on the inside of my left wrist.
How long after you got the tattoo did the relationship fall apart?
Not long after. 2 months. months.
Okay. Well, good lesson.
A really good lesson. So how long are we waiting till you get somebody's name tattooed on you? Some people just honestly don't care.
Right.
They'll just get a tattoo because it feels good. They like the feeling of a tattoo. It's a reason to go in.
If it's just initials too, like, go get it removed. If I was in an argument constantly with somebody
About the tattoo.
because I had these initials tattooed on me, like, yeah, for the sake of not arguing all the time, I'd go and get it removed.
Well, I'm just really surprised you haven't gone and gotten your the portrait of Paula Abdul on your back removed.
Yeah.
That's probably caused some fights.
No, I only date people that love Paula as well.
Straight up.
I meet all my ladies in Paula Abdul fan groups, and then
Right.
it's good.
They love it.
Yeah, they love it.
Anne Kendrick is a mother of 7. Her husband, Peter, passed away 22 years ago, and he actually lost his wedding band while he was working in their back garden. So that was in 1987 that he lost his wedding ring, and it was kind of like, oh, well, kind of moment. Anyway, so she just found it. She was in the backyard cleaning up around an apple tree 35 years later.
No way.
And when she first saw it in the dirt, it just looked like a bent piece of metal. And she thought to herself, like, no, it can't be. And then all of a sudden she was so excited. She was getting choked up, calling all of her friends, letting them know that she found Peter's wedding ring.
It would have taken her an hour and a half to call all her kids.
Yeah, it's true. She's got 7 kids.
Tell me something good.
My story is about a dad and son who were out for a drive, and their dash cam picked up what was going on in the car.
You always got to remember that vehicles have dash cams. I always think about what I'm saying in the back of an Uber.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Just like telling all these personal stories, and I'm like, oh, that was all recorded.
Yeah.
Cool.
So this dad is actually a singer. He performs in stage cabaret, musical theater.
Ooh.
And his son is also big into music. So
How old's his son? Does it?
6.
Okay.
Yeah, Archie's the little guy's name. They're both huge fans of Frank Sinatra. And they had Me and My Shadow playing in the car.
Let's
And
hear it.
They were singing along to it, and it is so adorable.
Not a soul can bust this team in two. We stick together like glue. When it's sleeping time, we start to swing to the sky.
They perform the whole song together, and it's the cutest thing ever.
That is why I want a kid. So I can be like, sing all my favorite Broadway songs. Go.
Right now. Kdays has actually put out like a public
Survey.
survey, asking what festival goers want to see with Kdays moving forward.
Can you believe that it's been running in some form or another since 1879?
Yeah, that's wild, hey?
It's so cool. It's one of the longest running summer fairs in all of Canada. So it's iconic, and they just want to make it fun for everyone still to this day and better than ever
Yeah.
in 2022
And
moving forward.
You look at what Calgary was able to do with the Stampede, and I can see why, like, the Kdays organizers are like, ugh. It would be really nice if we had something that would bring in, that many people, or if it could be something bigger and better than ever before. So if you have any suggestions, feel free to fire them our way.
We've gotten several texts from people saying, first of all, it needs to be more accessible, so cheaper when it comes to cost.
Sure.
That's fair. Lucas said they need to bring back their big burger challenge.
Like
What's
it.
that? I've never heard of it.
Any eating challenge I'm there for.
Yeah, eating challenges are fun
Yeah.
until there's a risk of choking.
Yeah, that usually the competitive eaters are pretty smart when it comes to that.
Andrew from St. Albert is listening. Thank you so much. He wrote in saying a zip line across the grounds.
All right.
Some more water-based rides,
Okay.
especially on a hot day.
Yeah.
I get it. I think they need more food.
There's already so much food there.
Bring on more.
You want more food.
Yeah,
Okay. Any other suggestions?
that's pretty much it. Oh, I got another one. Less scary rides. There's too much height.
Do you want them replaced with like non-scary rides?
Yeah.
Like that sounds really boring. You know that, right?
Well, I don't like rides.
Yeah, so like what
I
What would like a non-scary ride look like to you?
don't know, something on the ground.
Like driving a golf cart around the racetrack?
Sure.
Yeah, that sounds super boring, but all right.
See, so I'll go to Kdays and I'm like, oh, it's going to be such a fun day. I'm going to be here for like 4 hours. And then I've had a corn dog.
Yeah, you get a stomach ache.
Deep fried Oreo. And then I'm
you're
like,
gone.
I can't go on the rides. I'm too scared.
My suggestion is they could really amp up their animal gambling, which is always a good time.
No, we're
Brings people out in droves.
Yeah, including PETA.
Well,
We're not doing animal gambling when there's children everywhere.
I'm not talking like dog fights. Of
Oh,
course.
then what do you mean? Like a snail race?
Yeah, sure. Ooh,
Okay.
good start. Have you ever seen a monkey ride a dog?
I actually have.
Okay,
Believe
so
it or not, on YouTube.
If they had monkey riding dog races, like, yeah, don't you think that that's a rebrand?
No, I think it's terrible. People are going to be like, where'd you get these monkeys?
Well, if they're like ethically sourced and taken care of, we could make sure that that's part of it. It could be the ethical animal gambling.
Okay, you do you. So yeah, there is a survey. If anybody wants it, Kdays is asking you for your suggestions on what they need to be doing more of. Jen just wrote in saying, I think they need to focus on the music. Make it a music festival too. Like how the Stampede has the rodeo.
Sure, yeah. What about back to the animal gambling?
Oh my gosh.
What? What about if you had kangaroo boxing? Actual boxing gloves on kangaroos.
How scary would it be if those kangaroos got out?
No, well, if they had boxing
They're
gloves on.
No, kangaroos are so strong. They have 6 packs.
Yeah. See, which would make it a hell of an event if they were fighting each other with boxing gloves on.
I'm not letting you fill out this survey. Everybody goes there and experiences the Euro slide. Why don't they make that a bit more extreme? Every time I see people go down it, it's like kind of underwhelming when they get to the bottom, it seems.
Yeah, I think
Something crazy.
I think it's built for kids mainly, right? Like, I think most kids would be like, that was perfect.
Here's the trick. If you want to be going really fast on slides like that, I know that they give you something to slide down on, but instead, go down in Lululemon yoga pants.
Is that right?
I went down a slide like that in yoga pants at like a kid's indoor playground,
Oh, God.
and I almost broke my ribs. Like, I went flying.
Yeah,
it's insane.
You put a couple kids in the hospital that day. Right? Shouldn't have been standing there.
Exactly. It's their fault.
We are joined by caller 7. Jen, how was your weekend?
It was full of I can't even talk. I'm so tired. It was full of traveling and hockey.
Okay.
Hey.
Well, we'll start this week and fill it with money, hopefully. We got $1,000 up for grabs with Ryder and Lisa's 1K wordplay. Who's your teammate today?
Lisa, let's go, girl.
Okay, Jen. I'll be right back.
Get out of here. Beat it. Okay, she is gone. You ready to do this?
Ready.
First word, wage.
Money.
Second word, mosquito.
Bite.
Third word, glove.
Hands.
Good answer. Good answer. Fourth word, school.
Kids.
And fifth word is cage.
Bird.
All right, come on in, Lise.
Come on.
How'd she do?
She did really well.
Really?
Yeah. There's one that if you get it, in my opinion, you'll be lucky. But I think there are some very easy ones as well.
Okay, so we're going to win some money today for Jen.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, let's start easy. Cage.
Bird. Yes.
Correct.
Okay, $25. Let's make it 50. What's the next word?
Glove.
Hand. Woo!
2 for 2. She's rolling.
Oh, I love this. Okay. I always get excited even if it's just a $50 win because then I didn't let down our
Yes.
contestant.
Mosquito.
Bite.
We are rolling.
Oh, I love starting the week out like this.
Word 4. Wage.
Well, it's money. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Okay, is there only one word left?
Yeah.
I'm so nervous. Okay, Jen, you're going home with $100 regardless, but let's make it $1,000, okay? You'd be our first ever winner of 1,000. Okay, let's go.
Do I hear some kids in the background there that are pretty excited?
Yes.
This is awesome.
I love it. Okay.
Lisa, the final word is school.
Oh no, why would you do this to me? Learn.
No.
What was it, Jen? It was kids. I wouldn't have even said that. See, my other option was going to be bus.
I was going to say bus.
No, you weren't.
Yes.
I was going to say kids.
You were going to
You're
say
going to say
kids.
kids. Okay, you know what? Your mom still won $100, so make sure she brings you like lunch or something.
Ice cream.
Ice cream.
Yeah. After school ice cream today, kids.
Oh man, Jen, we were so close.
She'll get you a lot of ice cream.
That will get you a lot of ice cream. That's right.
So true.
Okay, Jen, thanks for playing.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jen.
Have a great day.
Dude.
Wow.
That's so intense.
Yeah, I remember looking at the words before he played. I was like, ooh, that one's going to be tricky because...
There's just so many options, right?
Exactly, yeah.
But when you eventually we nail it, it's going to be the biggest moment. I can't wait. It's going to happen.
Next chance to play Ryder and Lisa's 1K word play tomorrow morning at 7:50. Good morning. Calling our American friends to see how fired up they are about the big game tonight.
We want to ask you how many times you think it's going to take for us to get a hold of someone in LA who knows what we're talking about.
The bosses are going to love the phone bill this month.
Way she goes. So 780-784-7107. We've already called how many?
3 have had no idea what we're talking about yet.
Nope.
So let's try another one.
Thanks for calling Denny's on Crenshaw.
Oh, pretty good. Thanks. You?
How you doing this morning, boss?
Good, man. Good. Are you getting fired up for tonight?
So far, so good.
Yeah. You think
What can I do for you today, sir?
You think you guys are going to be able to handle Connor?
I'm sorry?
You think you're going to be able to handle Connor?
Yes, we can.
Yeah?
Uh-huh.
Anjay and the boys?
Yes, sir. What can I get for you today?
Just wondering if you have any idea what I'm talking about at this point.
Not whatsoever.
All right, we're calling from Canada. Just wishing you luck. We play you in NHL playoffs. First game tonight, Kings versus the Oilers. We're pretty fired up down here, up here.
Oh, sounds good.
Okay. That guy could not wait to get me off the phone.
Well, and I just love that he played along, too. He's like, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. The only thing that, might ring a bell is if you brought up the Stanley Cup, as they've won a couple of those in the last decade, and Gretzky's name would probably ring a bell. So maybe we'll try that on the next one.
If we start getting desperate for at least somebody to know what we're talking about, we'll drop Wayne's name.
Do you remember much about the Cup run in 06 when we made it to the Stanley Cup final, game 7?
Not really. I was in high school at the time.
Okay.
I wasn't watching the hockey games. Like, my family wasn't the type to all gather around the TV and watch the playoffs.
Sure.
Like, my dad was definitely invested. But having 3 daughters, we were, especially at the age of 16, I was definitely preoccupied with other things at that point. Whereas now, as a 32-year-old, I'm going to be alone tonight, and I'm definitely going to be watching that game from start to finish. and
Why
I'm
would
so
you be
excited.
alone? You got to go find somebody to watch it with.
I
That's what it's all
know.
about.
Well,
The camaraderie. Although, actually, I say that. I think I do enjoy watching the games more
when you're alone?
solo.
Really?
Yeah, I just pay better attention to everything that's going on.
That's fair. I don't know. I might end up at Rogers Place tonight.
Awesome.
I'll take it alone. I'm going to get a ticket.
So we want to just ask you what was it like in 06, the experience for you?
First time texter, no name attached to it. Oh, there it is. Emmy. Thank you for listening, Emmy. Says, I remember a huge riot on White Ave.
It was rowdy, and it got more and more rowdy as the playoffs went along. So the fact we made it right to the end, it was pretty intense. I never actually made White Ave. I was new into radio.
I was just going to say, where were you in 2006? Because you weren't here in Edmonton.
No, I was in Lloyd.
And were you a big Oilers fan back then as well?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, big fan. And all my friends had oil patch jobs and could afford to come to the games. Almost every one of them, they'd load up the vehicle, and I had to stay behind because I was making entry-level radio money. And I was watching all the games by myself while all my buddies came back with these wild stories from the games, from the after parties. And I was like, oh, yeah, that sounds really fun. This sounds really, really fun.
Well, what are you going to do now? What are you going to do tonight?
Now I'm too old.
No, you can make up for it somehow.
No, I can't go rioting. I can't. I promised myself I wouldn't let that happen at 39.
Not after knee surgery.
Right.
TU wrote in saying, we lived downtown at the time and it was so fun. Nicole says, I was working at Rexall Place for those games. It was so loud. The atmosphere was absolutely crazy.
I hope it gets rowdy tonight at Rogers Place.
It will, especially this first game.
Yeah, although here's the thing about the ticket prices. Who can afford the tickets? Business people. Who aren't very loud in situations like this? Business people.
I would actually disagree with that. I know a lot of business people that go to the games and then they sleep in for their meetings the next day.
Okay, well, we need lots of those.
Yeah, we do. So if you're listening and you own a business or you're a business partner, you're going to the game tonight.
Yeah.
Can you go all out for us? Like, we want to live vicariously through you.
Well, the atmosphere just makes it so much better for all the fans there, but also for the players. Like,
Yeah, and they've
it
said
does
that.
give us an advantage when it's a rowdy place and an intimidating place for the opposition to play.
Yeah, because we've had those post-game interviews where they're like, how are you feeling? And the players will literally say, because the crowd was so loud, it fired us up. Randy says, I was in high school. I was working at Rexall Place. It was so loud. I'm pretty sure I'm hard of hearing now because I never wore the earplugs. One game went past midnight, and because I wasn't 18, I had to leave. So I remember rushing home so I could watch the end of the game.
Wild.
Oh my gosh, and people are going to have memories this time around too. So make sure.
The team's got the makeup that they have the potential to go on a very lengthy run.
Okay, this is definitely convincing me that I'm not going to stay home and watch the game alone tonight. What should I do? Where should I go?
If you have a suggestion for Lisa, hit her up. We've been calling people in LA all morning. This is our 11th attempt to see if they have any idea what's going on. Because we know if you called anyone in Edmonton, they know exactly what's happening tonight.
Absolutely.
And
Even if they weren't that into hockey,
right,
they know what's happening tonight.
This is why I think we need to get it real rowdy at the rink tonight, is because we deserve home ice advantage because we have a far more faithful fan base.
Oh my gosh, I've never even thought about it that way. Like, why did they get any ice advantage?
They
get none.
shouldn't. They should fill the stands with the people that we've been talking to that have no idea what's going on.
Yep, and then just have a silent crowd
that's just asking questions. Why is that? Why did they blow the whistle that time? Things like that.
Which team is ours?
This was the 11th call. We just tried it a minute or two ago, and you can actually hear the guy
trying to figure out what we mean.
And absolutely no idea what I'm talking about. Here it is. Do you think the Kings might beat the Oilers, or do you think the Oilers are going to win?
Okay. Have a good day, sir.
Just gives up. 60% of people say this improves their relationship. We got some great guesses rolling in.
So Ken wrote in saying, smartass me wants to say sex, but married me says communication. We've got several other people writing in with the word communication. What about laughing together?
None of those.
Kissing?
Nope.
Hug a day.
It's more of something you do on your own.
Okay, wait. What's the question?
That makes your relationship healthier. 60% of people say this improves their relationship.
Oh, different hobbies.
No.
Closing the bathroom door to use the toilet.
No,
that should be the answer.
So it's actually getting more sleep. 60% of people said when they started getting a bit more sleep, it directly impacted their relationship for the positive.
This is why I fully do support having your own bedroom, even if you're in a committed relationship in the same house. Like, you hear about now people who don't even have the same house. They live in the townhouse beside their partner, so they have all the space.
No, that's ridiculous.
It's a thing. It actually is. And there's a lot of people that sleep in separate beds, and they're perfectly healthy relationships. It's just if your partner's a snorer, or they kick in their sleep, or you just genuinely sleep better. Maybe you like white noise in a cold room.
Right.
They like to have like a warm, heavy blanket. There you go.
Fair enough. But improving that quality of sleep will improve your relationship. This is why I've always stood firm on suggesting in a relationship that the other person goes and takes a nap when they're cranky.
Yeah, and like there's a lot of nap pods that people are now implementing in workspaces. Yeah, the more sleep we get, the better. So on that note,
how would you do with that
I'm
if you
outta
were
here.
a little bit cranky and a guy was like, go take a nap?
I'd love it.
Yeah.
I'd be like, you know what?
Okay.
You're right. I should go take a nap. Or if somebody just like rolled out a blanket with a pillow and gave me a little snack.
Sure, that's it, eh?
That is the ticket.
Joined by Nicole from Steps for Life, a walk that raises money for Threads of Life. Can you tell us first about the walk?
Everybody will come and register on the day of the walk on May 14th at Rundle Park. We get everybody registered. We're going to have some amazing MCs. We're going to be stretching because, of course, this has to do with safety in the workplace. And then we'll be heading out and doing a walk on memory lane and seeing all of those people affected that we're raising funds for. Bring your families, bring everybody out, and just support and donate as much as you can.
And why is this so important?
Every working day, 3 families will receive the news that a loved one is not returning home from work. Their families, friends, and coworkers will rally together to be there for one another. We fundraise to ensure that families coping with work-related fatalities, serious injuries, and illnesses are being helped.
Where can people find out more?
Facebook.com/StepsForLifeYEG. We do have an Instagram account as well. It's at StepsForLifeYEG. You'll be able to learn more on how to register and donate to this wonderful event.
The Ryder and Lisa replay.
Brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free.
Play 107.